if you're a coach that cares about them, and for business or sport, for me, I'd like to think that you're having a good impact on someone. You're impacting character on their character. If there's struggles or things that they're struggling with, you'd hope that if they're comfortable enough with you, they'll talk to you about it. And I've had things this year I've talked to guys about and encouraged them, or been able to point them in different directions to get help around it. And I think it's really important that hopefully there's a trust there, there's a respect there, open line of communication where they can say, oh, I'm really struggling with this or that. That way you can assist them, you can encourage them. Sometimes you just need to listen. You get a deeper understanding for your player or your person and whatever they're going through, and be in line with how they're going, and hopefully through assisting them, chatting to them, pointing in the right direction, they can get things sorted, and like I said, it often has a good impact on their performance. I think it's important that the players or people who are working for you, whatever, you turn up with these people for 8 hours a day or whatever, day after day, year after year. It'd be nice to think there was more to it than just doing a job, that you actually care about them and they care about you. And like I said, I think that's human beings at our best. And I think if an employee feels like the employer or the boss is interested in them, wants them to do well, not just at work, cares about them generally, and is invested, I feel like that worker will really naturally want to work hard, give back and really feel like, I think everyone wants they're worthwhile, and people respond well. They'll show loyalty and I think have a good impact on how they perform. Any good business, any good team around the world in any sport, the teams that are winning seem to have good stuff going on, and they feel like they're contributing, they feel valued, and they're working hard together for a cause. And it's something at the Queensland Reds that I'm just starting off trying to get going here. So for this team, I talked about Robbie Deans, I talked about Wayne Bennett. In my own faith, it comes, I've really driven care at this club, caring about each other, caring about the cause, caring about who you represent. There's always going to be challenges, there's always going to be tough times or whatever. People don't care, they bail out, they look after number one. Whereas, if you care about each other, throughout my career playing, I cared about the guys around me. There's times I turned up, didn't feel like playing, but I put my body on the line because I care about these guys, and I know I need to front and I need to take a hard hit up or make a tackle, or, whatever. So care's, to me, the essence of man at our best. And the real word for care, I don't use it as love, but care, men are more comfortable with care. For me, I loved my mates, I loved the cause, I loved who I represented, but I use care. So if they care about the cause, they'll sacrifice, they'll do, they'll put the team first at training or away from training. They care about who they represent. It'll mean something to them when they perform, and that they're part of something. Like I said about the All Blacks, think about New Zealanders. We dream of being All Blacks, if we get that opportunity, we really care about representing the country and continuing on that fine history of success. So those values, from that example, with this team, I've been trying to drive that, the base sort of value that we're working from. And then you talk about stuff because you care. You can talk about your work ethic. Talent's not enough. Hard work is required. Being humble. When you're humble, when you're proud, you're all about you. When you're humble, you're open to learning, listening, growing. So I think the big thing that there's a big change for that All Black team to 11 was in 2009. We lost 3 games in a row to the Springboks. 2 over there, one in New Zealand, and I think there was a real turning point where the coaches decided to, it was more them, we'd have a senior player group, but it was more them telling us what we're doing, and then they decided to bring us in. So we had meetings throughout the year where we talk about everything, have really honest critique. I thought it was really positive because with rugby, you coach, but when you play, the coaches are behind the glass in the stadium, and then you guys out in the park. So the coaches can send out messages, but you need to have an intellect. You need to have leaders out there. By getting us aligned, it took that 3-test loss to really go, right, we need to critique here and get together. And from that time on, we got really aligned and almost became one group. Sort of the coaches and the senior players were sort of together, and it meant in 2011 the leadership wasn't just sitting behind the glass in the stadium, it was out in the park, and we needed that. We played the French and they played their hearts out, and it was a tight game, one point. Downtime's really important. Being stimulated by this stuff's really important, so that when you come back to what we're doing here, you're fresh, you're excited to be here, and for the time that you're doing stuff, you're really ripping in. If you don't have that, then I just think putting long hours and you're constantly thinking about one thing just leads to mediocrity, in my opinion. Character gets tested when you perform, and if your leaders, the guys are going to follow your leaders, they need to see it actioned. And if it's just purely in the workplace but nowhere else, I think that's not great. How you hold yourself and all this sort of stuff is important. And so the leaders in the team, you're hoping that they're reflecting those characteristics and having a positive impact on those young men. I think you need to, as a leader, you need to bring that. If you're going to talk about it, you need to bring it. You need to live it so it's respected. If you're not doing that, then it's hard to, you can tell people stuff, but they see things through actions. So it's really important that you role model that to them. It's not that you're perfect or whatever, but you're striving to do stuff well. That mindset, over time, it's probably important that it's just not in one area too. You might have the coach, but in the gym, it's over the gym trainer is just cruisy, and the analyst is just always late or something, whatever. It has to be wall to wall, all around, or you're working hard to make it so that wherever they go, the head coach with the attack coach or the dietitian, whatever, there's just excellence all around them, and it just becomes your way. You can't help it, as a human being. It'd be hard not to start to become like-minded. I coached the gym at the Highlanders, and early on I used a lot of words like outstanding, textbook. You couldn't have done that better. Really positive feedback when they were doing gym, and I was very hard ass on their technique when I coached. I was playing for the Highlanders as well, but I coached them in the gym because there was an area of weakness for us. In both ways there. But at first it was like a bit in shock, and I was, booming voice on top of everything. I want it done to there, not there, or all these little things, critiquing all these little things, and you've got to speak it to them. You got to, when they're doing their whatever they're doing, you're there, you're encouraging them, you're critiquing them, sometimes you're pulling them out on stuff. As time goes on, if that's consistent and they start to see, important thing is they start to see improvement and result, then they start to catch on. And I said less and less. By the end of the season, I was hardly saying anything. If you came at the start of the season, you'd be going, look at this guy, blah, blah, beaming away. By the end, I had said very little. The reason why, because that became their mindset. They didn't need me talking to them, they were thinking about what they were doing, the quality of what they're doing, how they're approaching it mentally, and it's probably a good example of an impact you can have on a group. If you do your job really well, by the end, it almost runs itself. You're sort of more I guess you're managing or having light touches here and there. But if you do that job well, early days, it's heavy. You're doing lots, here and everywhere. But doing that well, by the end, you're looking for it to run like a well-oiled machine. As a player, I came at a very young age. I was 18 playing the Brisbane Rugby League and 19 as a Bronco. And I played as a 41-year-old. So I know both ends of the spectrum. As a young player coming in, you can be overawed and you have talent, that's why you're there, but you can sort of hold back because you don't want to do anything wrong or whatever. So it's about encouraging them to back themselves, reminding them why they're there. And when things don't go to plan, through whatever they're doing. It's not just jumping down their throat and saying, probably similar to what Wayne Bennett did in '99. It's about there's going to be errors. That's how we learn from a young age, little children, and that you just chip away and get confidence and express your skill set, and you'll see some improvement. So feedback's very important, especially for the young guys. Over a period of time, you start to know your stuff. You become a professional. You do critique, but you're hoping that they're in that life's all good around them and they can just do the job they know they can do. So you get more accommodating with the senior guys.